Hey guys, it's Kels back at it again with another Friday Night Live. I promised you that each and every Friday night I would show up, show my face. So here I go. Week 15, consistently 7 p.m. every Friday night as promised. I want you guys to clap it up for the doll. I'm here kicking it with you guys and making sure we are going live. Now, here's the deal. I am in a different location. The Wi-Fi is spotty. Our topic is like a really an interesting topic tonight, but I don't know if I'm going to be on all night because I have a place to be. I'm supposed to be there right now, but as you guys know, you guys are my priority. Every Friday night, 7 p.m. is here. I'm right here kicking it with you guys so we can decompress from the week and all the code switching that we have to do at them people's job. We can come in, learn from the collective wisdom of the It's KELLS community. I can show my face. Y'all can chime in the comments and we can make it do what it do, baby. As you can see, we're in a different location. Lighting is different, background is different, timing is all off. I don't know if the audio is going strong. Hopefully it is. But yeah, I'm out of town this weekend. I'm not in my home studio. As you guys can see, we're on the road. So this is the first time that we're doing the kickback on the road, and I'm really interested to see how this is gonna go. I'm really interested to see how this is gonna go because it's a little, everything's a mobile, we're doing it in a mobile way. I'm trying to jump online right now to see if I can make sure that you guys are seeing me online. Let me see. Let me make sure. Can y'all see me, hear me? Somebody chiming in the comments. You know the deal. Come on in, come on in, come on in. Let me know what you are sipping on and where you are watching from. Drop your flag in the comments. If you're from overseas and if you are a US of A, just let me know your location so I know who I'm talking to. You guys know the deal. I see you watching and I appreciate the love on our Friday night kickbacks. But go ahead and let me know if you guys can see me good and hear me coming in strong in the comments. And let me check the Wi-Fi over here because sometimes this be doing the most, you know what I mean? Like we're mobile tonight. Let's see what we can do here. All right. So I don't know. Can you guys, I'm hoping that you guys can see me, hear me properly. Oh, I think so. Yes. So, as you guys know, each and every Friday night we go live for our Friday night kickback. Now, I have to say something, guys. This week is going to be a little bit different because I'm not in the same location and I can't stay too long because I actually have an event to be at this evening, and which is why I'm out of town, which is why everything looks different. But I promised that each and every Friday I would kick it with you guys. So we're gonna at least kick it for a few minutes. I will go over the topics that you guys selected for this week, and we'll see if we can get into a little bitty something. All right, so let's start at the top. Let's go to, let me check here and make sure, let me see here, there we go. Let me check the topics. Let's do the topic rundown real quick. I can see that I am on live. And hopefully the feedback is not too bad in terms of the feed. Okay. So bear with me, guys. Everything is just we're rolling with it this week. We're rolling with this week, but it's the consistency. It's consistency, not perfection. Hey Blair, I appreciate you chiming in and let me know that the feed is coming in good. I so appreciate it. All right, so Friday night kickback, 7 p.m. per the usual. Let's do the topic rundown because you guys know that each and every Thursday night, I drop 4 options for you guys to select from on what we're gonna talk about on Friday night. And those 4 options are dropped on my Instagram, which is It's KELLS, ITSKELLSSS. I drop the options there on Instagram and you could vote on there. And I also drop the options here on YouTube on our community tab. Same 4 options, usually a little bit like longer explanation of them. Hey Fred from South Africa, I appreciate you. And on on YouTube, I drop the same 4 options and then you guys get to vote and we look at both and then we select the topic that is your top topic and then we get into it for our Friday night live. So you can probably tell by the subject line what we're kind of going to be talking about tonight. But as I said at the top of the broadcast, I'm not going to be on too long tonight because I'm actually supposed to be at an event at 7 and it's 7:07. But since you guys are my top priority each and every Friday night, we're here, it's consistent, and we are on to week 15, okay? So one bad thing though, you guys know I usually do my cheers at this time, but because I'm on the road, I don't actually have my my cup. So I'm a little bit sad about that. So, you guys take a sip for me, whatever you sipping on. If it's green tea, if it's a little brown, a little whatever, pomegranate Ciroc, you guys know that's my fave. Whatever it is, take a sip for me. Pour a little out for the doll, for KELLS, because I am like parched today. Okay, no, nothing to drink. I got a bottle of water over there, but I usually have my cheers mug. But anyway, so enough of that. Now you guys know where we are, why the background looks different, and what we're talking about. Let's look at the options. Let's do a quick options rundown. So those of you who have not who didn't vote, and who didn't know what the options are, I'll let you know a little bit about what our options were this week and why they even came about. And then we'll talk a little bit about the one that you all voted for. Hey, Apartment Life View. I appreciate you for being here. As you can see, you're blue, so you're a moderator. You're a moderator. Okay, so you have a little power. You have a little magic power, in case you didn't know, but I did make you a moderator, and that is because you have showed up and showed out for us consistently on our Friday Night Lives, and I appreciate you so much. So I wanted to sprinkle a little something on you, so hopefully you don't mind being a moderator, okay? So, all right. So our options were, the first option, how being mysterious creates feminine appeal. You know what I mean? So this is like feminine appeal, feminine attraction, how mysteriousness works in your favor with that. And that was our option number one. And that came up because I was doing a little research online. And of course, femininity, leveling up, Lori Harvey, all these stories about all these people were coming up. And I was like, ooh, let's talk about mysteriousness. Like, how does that appeal to your, like, feminine appeal? You guys on YouTube voted for that 36%, okay? The second option was Russell Wilson and Ciara, corny or relationship goals. That came in at 36%. And that's because an interview, a podcast interview with Russell Wilson came out this week, and he was talking about how he bagged Ciara, like what he told her to win her over. And half the people was like, yes, Russell, we like that. And the other half was like, corny. So I was like, is he corny? Are they corny, or are they relationship goals? Like, what's the deal? Like, what do we really think about that? And that came in at 36% on YouTube. Okay, your votes, 36%. Smash that like button. I appreciate you guys so much for coming in. Let me know what you're sipping on in the comments and smashing that like button. Okay, our third option was broke because you're not following your purpose. I saw this come through top conversations about this, honestly, on Jessie Woo. I don't know if you guys know her. She's like a comedian, like actress, singer, like multi-hyphenate entertainer, social media girl primarily. She's Haitian from Miami. And she did a little interview somewhere, and she had a little snippet about how, if do you date broke men? And she's like, well, if he's broke, he's not really in his purpose, and that's the problem. You know what I mean? And so basically she was alluding to, if you can't be broke if you're actually following your purpose, and if you actually know your purpose. I thought that was an interesting topic, guys. I thought that was real interesting. So I went ahead and put that as an option. And on YouTube, you guys had that at 7%. Okay. And then the fourth option, which is I think what we're going to talk about tonight, which is why the path to what we want is always rocky. So this came up. Oh my gosh, I'm trying to remember how this option came up. Why the path to what we want is always rocky. Oh, I think this just came up in my personal life, and I was just noticing that, like, whenever you try to go after a goal, it be rocky. You know what I mean? It'd be so hard to get after what you really, really want. And as I said, you know what? Let me bring this to the collective. Let me talk about it. Let me talk a little bit about what I think it is, and then let's see what they say. And then I put it in options to see if you guys voted. On YouTube, you guys voted at 21%. Okay, 21%. So here's the deal. So that's the rundown of the four options in the background. Now, here's the deal, though. Let me pop on an Instagram. Let me see if I can get on the Instagram real quick and see if if I can let you guys know the numbers on Instagram. What I do know is that the number one on Instagram was why the road is so rocky to what you want. You know what I mean? And what's the point of that? But I had to switch my setup today, so I don't actually have Instagram on this phone. But let me see if I can pull it up real quick. Let me see. Give me a second, y'all. Instagram. Let me see if I can find it. Remember on Instagram, it's Kells with 3 S's at the end, okay? So ITSKELLSSS. Yes. All right, guys, it's not letting me in. That's not my right phone. My Instagram is on my phone. But I do know that the #1 choice on Instagram is why the road to what we want is always so rocky. So I figured we should talk about that one a little bit since this is a shorter live tonight. And maybe we could just like figure it out together a little bit. So as I said on the top of the broadcast, I'm not going to be here too long, but I definitely promise I would show my face each and every Friday. So we're going to do that. So why the road to what we want is always so rocky. So, you know, what I was thinking about this one was like whenever you have these big goals that you're trying to go after, or you have something that you feel like is your heart's desire, I don't know if it's just me, but I don't know if you guys noticed that it's like a taxing marathon type thing to get towards anything that is truly in your heart's desire. And it's a little bit weird, right? Because it's like, why are the things that you want the most always the hardest to get? Like, what's the point of that? You know what I mean? Is life supposed to be hard? Like, are we supposed to be chasing the bag? Are we supposed to be hustling? Like, why is it so difficult to go after the things that we want the most in our heart, and that, you know, God or the universe or a higher self, whatever you want to talk about, consider it, why was it placed on your heart if it's so hard to get, or if it's not for you, or if you have to run it down so hard? Like, what's the deal with that? And as I was kind of thinking about that and just like trying to figure out like why is it always so hard, a few things came to mind. And one of the main things that came to mind when I was thinking about it and doing some research on it and all of that was that those things that are on your heart to do are calling you forward, right? And they're calling for your evolution. And whenever you're going through an evolution or a growth, it calls for you to go through some trials and tribulations, some tests, for you to let go of some things, release some things, and move on to higher things, greater things, like better versions of yourself. And this is a very spiritual perspective, right? Because you could just be like, oh, it's hard just because life is hard and everything like that. But I like to look at it a little bit more in depth than that. I like to look at it a little bit more purposeful or meaningful than that, right? There has to be a real reason as to why the things that are the most, that we want the most, are the most challenging for us to get. And I really feel like because it's calling for your soul's evolution. And that's really the only way that you would evolve. If it wasn't put on your heart as a desire, as something you really wanted, what would force you to evolve? What would force you to try? What would force you to step forward and have build courage? What would force you to move that forward motion forward, that momentum? What would make you do that? As an individual, as a species, as a race, as anything, if there wasn't a desire that was calling you, there would be no reason for you to evolve and grow and move forward, you know, in life, in your growth, in your spiritual journey, whatever you want to call it. So I really feel like there's something to be said about, oh, okay, it's those desires that you want, those goals that you have are really trying to pull you forward, and really trying to have you self-evaluate and, you know, figure out what things about you need to like let go of and let be in the past, and things that you need to aspire towards and things that you need to work on, and maybe self-reflection. I don't know. You know, this is what I kind of was coming up with when I was trying to figure out like, why is everything so hard? Why is everything so hard? So that's the first thing, is like, I'm thinking it's something to do with your personal evolution, your personal growth, going from your origin story, of or how, where you were born, where you initially came from, who your parents initially were. That's your origin story, and then who you were at the start of this journey. You know what I mean? Main character energy. You feel me? Main character energy. Your origin story, who you are at the beginning, and then what trials and tribulations you go on the journey as you go through these quantum leaps, these quantum shifts into ultimately who you're going to be at the end of your journey, right? So if you look at it as a storyline, there has to be an origin story, some tumultuous middle part, some triumph, and then main character energy, some triumph that you're going through, right? So I feel like life is like that as well. And so if there aren't some rocky roads and some hurdles to jump through, then does it make it really meaningful? You know what I mean? Is this life even meaningful if there isn't something to overcome and some growth to be had? You know what I mean? I think the second thing, so that's like growth and your evolution and then moving through your journey. But I think the second thing is that I don't think we really learn unless we face contrast. And what do I mean by that? Like, I don't think humans really learn, the carrot and the stick. I don't know if we really learn our lessons or learn what we like unless we see what we don't like, unless we experience what we don't like. And as annoying as that is, if you really think about it, if you really sit back and think about it and say, you know what, I know way more of what I don't like than what I do like. And it usually takes me to know what I don't like first for me to identify what I do like. Right. And there's some instances where immediately I like that. But I bet you have more instances in your life where you identify like, I don't like that. I don't like that. You know what I mean? And you not liking something helps you better identify what you do like. You know what I mean? And so that not liking energy is that rocky road. You know what I mean? It's that, dang, why is it so hard? Like, I don't like this job. I don't like that school. I don't like how I look. I don't like how, they treat me. I don't like all of those I don't likes really help you identify, what you do like. And I think it's up to us as an individual to not stay on the what you don't like, but use it to help you identify what you do like. So, whenever you get in a situation maybe where you're like, oh, I don't really like this situation, don't just sit there and ruminate about what you don't like. Like, actually think, okay, I don't like this situation, but what would I prefer? What would I prefer? And then switch your focus from what you're seeing right in front of you, what you don't like, switch your focus into what you do like, what you do prefer. And I think that is like how the rocky road, the difficultness in our journeys, I think that's how it is set up to serve us, right? Because if you believe that everything is working out for your highest and greatest, then even the bad things are helping to work out in the good things. You know what I mean? Apartment Life Viewer says, yes, but I rather have quick clarity and appreciation on what I do like, so I don't have to go through, oh, let me see the chat. So I don't have to go through roughness. But you can't avoid it, because I don't know if you guys saw the live that I did a few, I don't even know which live. We're on week 15 now. But before, I did a live where I said, this planet that we live on is a planet of polarity. What do we mean by polarity? It means for every light there is a dark, for every up there is a down, for every left there is a right. That is what causes the harmony and the yin and yang, the masculine, the feminine, the play on dynamics on this planet. So you can't have all ease without some aspect of contrast or the roughness to show you how good the ease is or how good the nice is. You can't have light unless there's darkness. You know what I mean? Like it's like an interplay, I feel like. And so you don't have to stay in the roughness, right? Like Apartment Life View's like, I don't want to stay in the roughness a lot. Like in my head, I'm with you. I'm right there. I'm like, dang, how do I get out of this roughness? But there's still an appreciation to be said about that roughness, right? Like there's still something to be said about, oh, maybe this roughness is serving me. How is it serving me? Okay, it's showing me this. All right, so then what do I prefer? Okay, so let me focus on that. And I think a lot of us learn that way. Honestly, if we think about it, you're like, oh, yeah, most of the time that's how I learn. You know what I mean? So I feel like, okay, that roughness is causing your evolution and your growth, and your soul's calling you forward, and like kind of this growth on your, from your origin story to ultimately where we land. I feel like we actually learn from the contrast, and the bad stuff kind of shows us what we do. Now, granted, you're not, we're not talking about murder mayhem here, right? We're talking about, I don't like this job. You know what I mean? And so in life, that's the thing with life. Like, you never know. Life is really a mystery, and it's really an adventure, and you don't even know what you're gonna get, half the time. And so, you know, I think, I'm only trying to make sense of it myself and share with y'all and hear what y'all gotta say. I saw some other comments. Let me see what else you guys were saying in the comments. Let me see if I could see it here. Apartment Life Ruth says yes, polarity, agree. Stephen ABM says correct. Ferd says he's a Christian. God never promised us a steady road, and there will be trials in life. We must just abide in him and obey him. All right, we have some Christian philosophies, and you guys know almost every live I talk about God. Almost every live I talk about spirituality. Almost every live I talk about, the universe or something spiritual, and it's just that's my life. You know what I mean? And that's my experience. And so I come to you guys as authentic as I can. You guys know these lives aren't scripted, so it's just what comes up in my mind. And so there is a huge presence of God in my life all the time. So hopefully y'all don't mind. James says thanks for the philosophy. You know what I mean? Yeah, philosophy. I almost majored in philosophy in college. Philosophy, psychology, but I ended up doing business. Anyway, so what else? Why is the road always rocky? Like, what is it teaching us? I really firmly believe that everything is working out for your highest and greatest. And even the rocky things, even the bad things. And when you're in the midst of them, like when you're in the middle of it, you can't really see that. But a lot of times afterwards, you notice like, oh, okay, that's what that was for. Or that's what I learned there. Or that's what that means, kind of thing. You know what I mean? And so the hopefully, as we mature and as we continue on our journey, we start to not have so many rough roads. But I think at the beginning, that's only necessary. Like, think of a baby. When a baby's first learning to walk, or even a kid's first learning to ride the bike, they fall a lot. You know what I mean? And they might cry, they might scrape their knee, they might get a, they might run to their mom or run to their dad or run to their guardian or, their adult figure. But ultimately, they usually get back on and try again. And I feel then ultimately they go through their journey, and then ultimately you see them running, or you see them riding their bike or skating, or, doing this fantastic thing. But they had to go through the bumpy road at the beginning to learn the lessons of, I guess, the courage of trusting themselves, of falling down and getting back up, of still following your heart even though the path is unclear. What other things are you learning when you're first starting to ride a bike, or when you're first trying to swim, or when you're first trying to walk? You know what I mean? Your tenacity, you know what I mean? Keep going, keep trying, not being embarrassed that you fell because you're new at it. All of these lessons, I feel like, are things that we see from children, and that we're so comfortable with them learning on their road when they're trying to do a goal and it's rocky for them. But as we get adults, what happened? As we become adults, we too easy to be embarrassed. We're too easy to be embarrassed. You know what I mean? And we fall and we give up. We said, that's it. I'm not going to even embarrass myself. I'm not even going to try, because I'm not about to embarrass myself. No, you know what I mean? And then you end up stuck in the same place, miserable, because you're too shy to try. You know what I mean? As an adult. But when we look at our younger selves, when we look at children, they're not too shy to try to walk. They're not too shy to try to ride bike or swim, or all the things in life that would be goals for them. So I feel like, all right, maybe we should take a little bit of lesson from them as well, and see the rocky road as a part of the journey, a part of the path forward, and a necessary part, and ultimately a necessary part that's ultimately serving us. You know what I mean? And so, like, this is how I usually coach myself when things is going rough, and I have a goal and I'm trying to get towards something, and I'm like, all right, what is this showing me? What is this serving? How is this serving me? And yeah, I figured since you guys wanted to talk about this topic, I could share a little bit of how my mindset goes with it. and what it looks like for me. You guys know that each and every Friday night, I promised that I would show up, show out for our Friday night kickbacks, where at 7 p.m. I come on and I show my face. So here I go, back at it again with another video. We are in a different location tonight. You guys can see I'm out of town. We're doing a mobile setup, and I'm actually not gonna stay on too long tonight because I'm supposed to be somewhere. And instead, I am spending the time with you guys because it's consistency. We are on week 15 of our Friday night kickbacks. Can you smash that like button for the consistency? Make sure you're subscribed and your notification is on so that you guys know when we go live on our Friday nights and when I drop any other videos in the meantime. If you're catching us live, I appreciate you so much. I see you guys in the comments chiming in. And if you are replay gang, I appreciate you as well. We got replay gang is strong. So if you're not catching us live, definitely drop this emoji in the comments. Let me know that you are watching and you are part of the replay gang. And I appreciate you so much. Also, I want to remind you guys that we go live each and every Friday, but these videos are recorded and saved. So if you see a topic that you want to look at, don't be afraid to watch the video. Don't be afraid to press like. Don't be afraid to subscribe. You see our numbers is going up. You know what I mean? The KELLS community, we are growing, and I appreciate the support so much. Hey DB, what's good? You're in the building, and I see Apartment Live View. Yes, after making it out of the rocky stage, I'm more appreciative of everything and move differently. I feel like that's what it is. I feel like that's the lesson that we're supposed to be understanding and learning and grasping, that the rockiness is a part of the journey, and that use it to help you identify what you do want. You know what I mean? Bye, Ferd. Ferd is from South Africa, and it's real late in South Africa, so I appreciate you showing up. Bye, Ferd. Have a good night. And so, yeah, I feel like appreciation of the journey is what this thing is about, really. So that's really what I had for tonight's live, guys. I had to cut it a little bit short tonight because, as you know, I'm out of town, different location, have something to be at right now, important that I really want to support, and I don't want to get there too late. So I appreciate you guys showing up. You guys know that each and every Friday night I promise to show my face. So here I go. We're here, back at it again with another Friday night. Smash the like button. Make sure you're subscribed. And if you're replay gang, drop this emoji in the chat and I will make sure to respond. And yeah, I appreciate you guys so much. I hope we got a little bit out of our chat tonight and just got to reconnect as promised. And yeah, I will see you guys again next week. Apartment Life View, moderator extraordinaire. Appreciate you. James, thank you so much for being here. Hope to see you next week. DB just came in, but I gotta bounce, DB. Hopefully you catch us live next week. And oh, if there's any other videos that you guys want us to do in the middle of the week, let me know. I'm happy to create those videos for you. And if you want me to go live on a different day of the week, we can do that as well. All right, guys, thank you so much for kicking it with me for a little bit this Friday night. And I will see you guys live again next Friday. Be sure to check out the other videos on the channel of our Friday night kickbacks. And I will see you guys again soon. Night, guys.